Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining ITAR online webinar. Also, I want to thank all who's joining today webinar from all over the world. Also, I want to thank Dr. Ghassan Mardini for accepting my invitation the second time with us here in ITAR. Our speaker today is Dr. Ghassan Mardini. Dr. Ghassan obtained his PhD in accounting from the University of Dundee in United Kingdom in 2012. Currently, he is an associate professor of accounting at Qatar University in the College of Business and Economics, Department of Accounting and Management Information System. During his work at Qatar University, he has published several research papers in the field of accounting and finance in peer-reviewed scientific journals that are listed in the best research work quality that measured such as SGR, ABS, ABDC, and Scopus. He's holding CCS and IFRS CERT professional certificate. He is member of the board of director of Scientific Accounting Association, Qatar. He is also a member of the board of director of Asia Pacific Management Accounting Association in Japan. Thank you so much, Dr. Ghassan, for joining us and accepting this invitation. And the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. First of all, thank you, Dr. Ahmed, to be with you in the ITAR group. It is actually one of the closest groups to me, to my heart in terms of the services provided for all the researchers. So first of all, I am warm thank you for you to welcome me again today on ITAR. Now, and also I'm welcoming all the attendees today, as well as who watch us on the live on YouTube, which actually today we have a workshop, not rather than like just presenting a paper or like in order like to show some knowledge, but now here I'm sharing my knowledge with you in terms of the profiles for the research. Now I will share with you my screen, and I will ask you, Dr. Ahmed, if you can see my screen. Fine? Is it fine?
Yes, everything clear. Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. Now, first of all, our workshop today is like will be very helpful for the PhD students as a main target, as well as for the early career researchers who do not know or who are not aware about the research profile and what is the valuables or the benefits of the research profile. Now, in terms of that, I will share with you a user perspective. So first of all, I would like to pay you your attention that I am not a representative of any of these websites. I just provide to you my knowledge and share it with ITAR group participants, as well as with the researchers in order to have a benefit. Because nowadays, the research profile website is very essential for the academic career. It is like just a shortcut for many things that I will show it to you. Also, if you have like a research profile, also this website or this workshop will be very beneficial to, even if you have like these research profiles, it will be very beneficial to you to see how you can link them together and how you can, let's say, what we can call it, like you can like maximize the benefits of it. In terms of my perspective, so like maybe I'm also like don't know too like I know very well about this research profiles, but maybe some of us like maybe he have or she has or he has like further and further knowledge about it, so we can also share knowledge together. But I will try my best like to like go through the slides, let's say deeply discussing each one of these, let's say each one of these research profiles, the pros and cons of each profile. And at the end, I will share with you like my profiles, because I do not make any tension like I want like to show just my profiles or marketing myself. Rather, that my profile I have provide, let's say, or what we call the approval to use my profiles in this workshop. Because if you want to use a research profile for another professor or another colleague, you need to ask for his or her approval. So I'm giving myself an approval to show my profiles in order like to just show you how we can link all of these research profiles together. Now, the idea is that we will discuss like more than 6 research profile websites, and maybe in the first instance when I made them like 3 or 4 years ago, I have said this is too much work to do. But actually, like today, I'm going to show you that you can just link them together, and you can leave them, and they will just update each other like just through the linking that we will done today, or show you how you can do it today. So the idea is that we will start with some profiles, and I hope that you are like attending the workshop through the laptop. So if you don't have like, for instance, ORCID profile, you can just do it now. And once we want to move on to how we can link the ORCID with the other research profile websites, you can work with me and show you where you have to go and how you can link them. And once you link all of these research profiles together, you just need like to visit, and believe me, you just need like to visit like these research profile websites maybe once or twice every 3 or 4 months. Specifically that when you publish a paper, just wait like 1 or 2 weeks, and you can see that it is linked in all the research profiles. So the idea is that, first of all, in order to have a research profile website that it is unified for all of these, and when you link them, and when you link them and have all of them, first of all, you need to choose a unique and unified academic name. So this is the first step like that we need to care about that. So if you have published some papers, I hope that you have already published them on a unified name from your first paper to your last paper. The idea of that, because that, as long as we are dealing with technology would like to make our easy life, but also our lives easy, but also we need like to help it in order to do so. So the idea is that using a unified and unique name of academic name is very important. If you do not already, maybe when you make an ORCID profile, you have to like ask, for instance, or send an email to ORCID that I have 2 profiles and I need like to merge them, and I need to merge them into this name or that name. So even though that if you don't have, or let's say you have published papers on a different names, still you can like merge them under the name that you would like to have. So this is like,
Dr.
yes.
Dr. Ghassan, thank you so much. I know how this workshop will be benefits for everyone. And personally, I know many researchers, they publish paper and they do reviewing in high-ranked journals, and also attend conferences and many other activities in academia. However, they are not, let's say, familiar with what you call it, the website that you need to link everything together. What's call it? The
ORCID.
ORCID, exactly. So if you don't mind, just to show them what is ORCID.
Yeah. I will do that. But before we show them what we mean by ORCID, and first of all, that when you want to make an ORCID, you need like to make sure that when you publish a paper that your name is unique and unified. And then I will explain each one of these.
Great.
Yeah. So the idea is that when you want to make your ORCID, try like your best, especially that if you do not publish any paper yet, or you publish 1 or 2 papers, try to use a unified and unique academic name, because when you want to make an ORCID, or what we mean by ORCID and so on, so I will just go back to the basics as Dr. Ahmed said. But first of all, before we do that, before we start our workshop, you have like to think about a unique and unified name when you do these research profiles. And again, if you already publish some papers with different names, you can again merge what we have. Okay. So the idea that so I will just share with you my experience when I published my first paper before my Viva, my PhD Viva. I just like think about the name that I will choose. So I choose first of all, for instance, my Gassan, my father name and my last name. I thought that it is too long. When I just chose Gassan Mardini, I have found that there are 4 researchers in different disciplines with this name. So this is like before I published my first paper. And then I follow my supervisor advice, Professor David Power, that he told me that you can use my let's say the name that actually Professor David, he published David M. Power. So I just follow what he used as his supervisor advice. So first of all, again, if you want to make your ORCID now and you publish like too many papers with different names, you can, do not worry, you can again ask ORCID or Scopus, for instance, or Babylons to merge your accounts together in order to have like just only one account when you want to claim your publications. So as you can see here, like from my first paper that I published in 2012, as you can see that this is the name that I choose. And my last paper, I have just follow from 2012 for my first paper to the last paper to the final paper published. I have used the same name over the 8 years, over like let's say the 32 publications that I have. I just use the same name. So again, this makes our lives easy when we like inshallah prepare our ORCID profile and the other profiles. So again, first of all, choose a unique and a unified name for your academic publications or your academic name. Now, what is the main purpose of the research profiles? First of all, you are just simply marketing yourself, and you are showing the academic world that what you have done, without even like, let's say, talk about yourself. So it is just like it is marketing, and it is also useful for the job vacancies. So sometimes that when you apply for a university, especially nowadays, so this is why I'm saying that the research profiles are very essential. So when you make an application for a job vacancies, they will ask you in the application, most of the universities, that please provide your ORCID, let's say, identifier or ORCID name. Please provide your Scopus website, Google website, and so on. So inshallah, we will go through them. But first of all, why we need them? Because actually for such of these, let's say, purposes. Now, also it is very useful when you like put it in the CV as a link. So if you apply for a job, instead of that someone would like to assure about that these are actually your papers, he or she can simply go to your websites and see that yes, they are there and it is valid. It is a valid claim that these are your papers and publications. And also, believe me, sometimes in the contract renewal, they will ask you for how many citations you have for now. So again, also it could be like very useful also for the contract renewal. And again, it shows like an evidence to the world that this is your research citations and this is your research outcomes. However, in terms of the research citations, we will see that when I share with you that how we link the profiles and so on, you can notice that we have, let's say, what we call citations could be different from one website to another because each one of these is captured a specific database, different from another one. So the citations could be different from one, let's say, website to another. However, we need like to follow the market. We need to follow what they want. So if like a university, let's say, using Scopus, we can have a Scopus profile. If a university using the Web of Science, which is the Web Biblons, we will talk about it soon, which also you can show to them that this is my citations based on the Web of Science and so on. So in order like to have integrate your research visibility, also maybe you have already published some papers, for instance, with the Scopus, but they do not show in the Scopus database. Why? Because maybe you have get in the trap of the predatory journals. So you have to be careful that some journals, they actually claim that they are in the Scopus. So before you, and actually they send you an email, and usually the usually the high ranked journals, they do not actually send you an email and they're marketing themselves. You should go to them. Unless they have a call for papers for a specific title that they think that you are aware of, or like for instance, they send currently now call for papers for COVID-19 because they want papers about the matter. But rather than that, you have to be careful about the proprietary journals or to pay to publish journals because they will not be visible to these research profiles. And they can just come back and forth in the Scopus or in the Biblons on the Web of Science. So try to avoid these predatory journals. And I would like to share with you like one of the predatory journals that I receive every day that like for instance, they claim that they have the impact factor of 0.909. If you go to the ISI impact factor website, you cannot find it. And the Google Scholar H index of 7, again, maybe it is there because actually Google Scholar is free, but yet you can like see that it is not worthwhile like Scopus or Biblons. And they are indexing in this stuff, which I never hear about. And the Crossref is actually a free citation website. Google Scholar is free, so yet none of this is actually like one of the research well-known websites. And again, maybe they will also say that we are in Scopus, but yet maybe they are not. Also, the British Journal, they are claiming that they know everything. So as you can see here, this is the scope of the paper of the journals. Law issues, I have no clue what they mean by law issues, if it is general or regulations of accounting and so on. And then here you can see that they are very restrictly show you that they are very restrict and they are like, you know, they are very, let's say, take into consideration the quality. But then in the email, when you get to the about the decision, when they get back to you into 4 weeks after a quality of peer review process. A quality of peer review process maybe will take 1 year and further than that, or at least 6 months. So like you can see that here, even though they claim in Scopus, maybe you will get into this trap. And believe me, I did get into this trap before, so I just share with you that do not get into that. They claim that they are in Scopus, but yet they are not in Scopus. So I got in this trap, and actually I feel ashamed to put the paper on my CV. So I just do not put this paper on my CV, and I just forget it for my entire life. So here you like need to be careful that maybe you already have like publish a paper with a paper with Scopus, but you can see that when we go to Scopus, it is not there. Maybe because actually it is, let's say, what we call a predatory journal. So if you receive, like let's say, a formal email from me, you can see that I have in my formal email, I already have the ORCID profile. So you can click here and see it, Babylon's Google Scholar. And this is what I sent formally that for a journal or whatever, so they can have like a background of my research outcomes. Now, first of all, if we start with the ORCID is the most important one to start with. So if you are like have the laptop now, you can go to this website and create your profile now, because through the ORCID, we can link it with everything else. And now the ORCID is actually like very well known to be used in too many aspects, as you can see on the picture on the right. And it is also like unified your work. And even though that if you don't have any papers yet, you can just simply create it and you can have your ORCID ID and prepare yourself, inshallah, when you publish a paper, it will be captured by ORCID by itself if you publish it with the name that you use in the ORCID. So again, this is why in the introduction, I have said that you need to use a unified and unique name in order to what? In order to have, let's say, auto-captured by the ORCID itself. So by using ORCID, you can ensure that all your research activities and hotspots are easily discoverable by the who seek jobs, or so you seek your profile or your academic profile. And it's also, as you said in the last point, ORCID can reduce the repetitive data entry. So through the ORCID linked with the Scopus, there is no need to enter. Sorry, Scopus is auto capturing. So you need like there is no need to enter your research outcomes in the Biblons or in the Google, in Biblons or in Mendeley. So all of these can be already captured by the ORCID. So if you are like now doing your, have your laptop, you can create your ORCID ID and wait for me until we finish the slides in order to go through them, inshallah, one by one. But you can do your ORCID profile very simply by using just once you do your Facebook profile or LinkedIn profile, you can do your ORCID profile. And again, use the one or the name that you would like to use in all of your papers if you are in the early career. If not, if you already have it, you can still stand by until we get to there, and we can see, I can show you how we can, inshallah, link the ORCID with everything else. So this is the first one that we need to go through, which is the ORCID ID. Now, what are the pros and the cons of the ORCID ID? It has no, let's say, disadvantage. For me, as I said, it is a user perspective. It is actually using the Crossref to capture your research, which is one of the most high citation websites, the Crossref. It is also used to log into your journal. So simply, you can also again, sorry. So you can also again use it to log in. So for instance, if you want to log in by using your email and password, you can simply just log in through the ORCID. It's also make your life easier. And once you create your profile, the journal will ask you for your ORCID again ID. So again, it is very helpful to show to the editor of the journal that this is your ORCID and this is your outputs, and maybe it will like somehow help you to see that the editor said, okay, we have a good, well-structured researcher, or we have a good researcher that he can like actually like provide an overview to the editor about your outcomes of the research. So again, also the Biblon's ID, which is the Web of Science one, also can be sometimes in some journals they will ask you for it. Again, it shows the Web of Science, especially that if this let's say journal consider the Web of Science as one of the quality indications, that also they will ask you for your, let's say, Biblon's ID. So it has too many, let's say, pros. As you can see that we can use it in many places. And in some publishers, it is actually required, or let's say preferable, to add it into your papers. So like for instance, I will share some again, because I have approval for myself to show my stuff. So here, like for instance, in this paper, the first one, as you can see, if that is the paper here, you can the reader can click simply into your ORCID ID, let's say, icon or badge, and simply he or she can go to your ORCID profile and see your outcomes. And he may be like, for instance, he liked this paper, and or she liked his paper, and he or she want to see another paper that related to what you have done. So again, this one, first one is published by Wiley. It's the Accounting and Finance Journal. The second one is actually published by Taylor and Francis. Again, they actually use the ORCID ID, and actually this is one of the best marketing matters that you need to do to market yourself and like to show the people that what you have. Maybe from this one, the reader can cite other papers for you. And citation nowadays is very important for your career as well as for your development of your career. So here is Wiley, Taylor, and Francis. Usually they ask for your ID. For instance, for this paper is by Ender Science, published by Ender Science. They don't ask for your ORCID ID. Emerald, the last one, Emerald, published by Emerald. Again, they will also, they will, for instance, this journal ask in your research profile for your ORCID ID. But when it is published, they do not add it. So as you can see, some publishers, they are actually using your ORCID ID for your own benefit. Again, it is for your own benefit, totally to market yourself and to like show the academic world what you are doing and what you have done to, inshallah, impress the university or the job that you are working on, or like to have further and further citations. So the ORCID has like too many advantages to go through. Now, the second one is actually the Biblons, which actually based on Web of Science, the Clarivate Analytics. And actually it's captured only the papers or citations of the Web of Science only. So here we are dealing with only Web of Science. ORCID can capture anything through the Crossref, but Biblons is actually only capturing any papers indexed in the Web of Science or Clarivate Analytics, like citation of the emerging, what we call emerging papers or emerging journals, citations of any of related to the Clarivate Analytics can be actually included in the Biblons. So here it is just only capture what is part of the Web of Science. It provides to you trusted citation matrix. You can see your metrics, but again, through the Web of Science. So here we are dealing with a Web of Science. So if the university that you are targeting is actually care about the Web of Science, they do not care about Scopus, you can show them that what you have in the Web of Science. So here we need, like, again, it is very essential to have such research profiles nowadays. One of the, actually for me, I believe it is a drawback that you can add your verified peer review. And I believe that the peer review in high quality journals, they are blind peer review. So I'm not sure how we add our peer review to the Biblons or how it will be captured. However, for me, I do not add any peer review that I have done. I have done more than like 40 peer reviews in high quality journals, but I do not show any of them on the Biblons because I believe it is a blind review. So here again, it shows to you the H-index on Biblons calculated in the Web of Science, only focus on the Web of Science. Now, inshallah, when I finish the introduction, I will go through each one of these and show you how you can link your Biblons with the ORCID. So now, again, if you can prepare also your Biblons account, you can, inshallah, prepare it now and be standby on to show you how you can link your Biblons with the ORCID. So you can also do your Biblons website. You can start within from the website that you have here and prepare it. You can simply prepare it as you do or as you prepare any account in any different places. And the ORCID will actually, as you can see, will provide to you Web of Science researcher ID. So you believe it that you can have a Web of Science researcher ID for your own, show everything that you have published in the Web of Science. So again, it is actually show the Web of Science paper indexed in the Web of Science. It shows you the Web of Science citation and metrics, provide to you a Web of Science researcher ID. You can also add it to some of the journals, as I said before. Identify your research in the papers you are publishing. You can actually identify yourself on how to do that. It also provides H-index for you. So whenever you can see in my slides that H-index, it means that this H-index can be used for job vacancies, can be used to show evidence of how many citations you have. So it is also maybe will be useful for the contract renewal and so on and so on. So also for the Biblons, it also provides to you H-index. The ORCID do not provide to you, but the ORCID is very useful to link with the others, and you can leave them, and there is no need to every day or every time you publish a paper, you have to go through all of them. Just link it with the ORCID and you will be fine. And inshallah, I will show you by the end of the workshop. Now, here it is a 3-in-1 account, which means when you prepare or when you do your Biblons account, through this account, one account for if you are using the EndNote referencing software, also for the Web of Science website, and also for the Biblons. So you can, through only one account, you can have access for 3 websites or 3 softwares if you are using EndNote. Now, what are the cons of the Biblons? Is actually, this is my perspective again, it is just focused on the Web of Science, so just show papers or citations of Web of Science only. But however, if this is what the market wants, I will show them. If they want my Scopus citation, and also I will show them. So it depends on the needs we have. Also, one of the cons actually adding your review to the public. I'm not quite sure, adding my review, to show to the world what I have reviewed. Maybe for me, I do not prefer to do so because it is actually a blind peer review. So it is like a blind peer review. Now, the third one is actually Scopus, and Scopus is actually, most of you actually will know it. And Scopus that you don't have to do an account. Whenever you publish a paper in the Scopus, it will create a profile for you and show you these publications. But however, you can, through the Scopus, you can link the Scopus with your ORCID ID. And once you add your ORCID ID, it maybe take 4 to 5 business working days in order that Scopus validate that this is actually your ORCID ID in order to link it. And also, you can also link it with the Mendeley, because Mendeley is also based on Elsevier, and also it will show you these ones. So Scopus, I think that most of you know about it, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but actually here it is capture what you have published. There is no need to make an account. Maybe if you have an account, for instance, for Qatar University, they provide an account for Scopus. You can follow up your metrics further and so on in order to get the most benefits of the Scopus. But the Scopus profile is actually prepared by itself. There is no need to do it. But you can link it with the ORCID. Again, when you link it with the ORCID, they will actually start exchange the papers that you have. This is which actually well known more than Biblons, but we need again to follow the market, and Scopus is actually well-known database that it is showing too many papers, and actually Scopus sometimes they just remove some journals from the database because they listed it, but then they discovered that it is a predatory journal, then they remove it. So again, do not publish in a predatory journal, because even though if it is in Scopus, you can see that maybe it is actually a predatory journal. So maybe after a few months it will be removed. So the idea is that how you can identify that this is a predatory journal. It is send you an email. Is not from publishing from not a well-known publisher, which Emerald, InterScience, Taylor and Francis, Wiley, and so on. Now, the Scopus actually browse, it is a worldwide database, profile created automatically, as I said. It's also provide to you a Scopus author ID. As you can see, this is my ID on the slide. And it is actually add to your profile in the journal. You can add it also to your profile in the journal, and some journals, not many. Now, why I have also this provide to you an H index, which also is useful for the job vacancy, showing the world how many citations you have. But one of the cons is actually just cited the Scopus focus. Only the journals that listed on Scopus can be actually cited to you. However, it does not count the self-citation. So again, if you cite, for instance, if you have 2 papers indexed in Scopus and you cite yourself, it will not be counted. It just counts when the other people cite your work. Now, why I have put it in 2 places? Because let's say self-citation not counted, it could be good, because some universities, they do not already count self-citation. So they are looking forward your actual H index, not the H index with self-citation. For instance, Google Scholar count self-citation. So maybe some universities, they do not want to see your work by self-citation, so it is a pro. And there is also a cons. Why? Because actually sometimes self-citation, again, maybe it will harm your career, because actually some universities, they do care about your self-citation that show to the world. Some do not. So you can see that some people, they agree that self-citation is fine. Some people, they see that self-citation is not fine. And in this case, as you can see here, our scientist here, he is struggling that his home is actually to see that please cite my papers, and then Scopus that you cannot cite yourself. You have to, let's say, the people is asking, the people should cite your work. Okay, so here you don't have to create it. It will be created by itself if you have papers that listed in the Scopus by itself. The next one is actually a Google Scholar. It is open access to use. It is free to use. You can also add your own library, and I will show you how you can add your own library. So whenever you search in Google Scholar, if you have an account, and actually the account is simply your Gmail account. So if you have a Gmail, you can access also to your Google Scholar from your Gmail account. So there is no need to create a new account. So for the Google Gmail is actually used in your mobile. It is actually used as an email. It's actually also used as well as in Google Scholar. So, sorry, if you have already a Gmail, you can right away use the benefits of the Google Scholar. It is fast and easy to use. You can actually, provide library links, which you can, for instance, when you search into Google and you already have this, let's say, you are already logged into your Google Scholar, you can simply just simply click on the star, and this paper will be added to your library. So you can visit this paper again anytime you want, because you already added to your library. And actually, it is very useful for like if you have any software references. Like for instance, if you are researching in Google Scholar and you have EndNote software, you can ask the Google Scholar that simply show or take this, let's say, paper citation to the, let's say, what we have called to the to your EndNote library just right away, but only by one click. Now, what are the pros of the Google Scholar? It is actually a worldwide website, profile created with your Gmail again, so you can actually create one right away through your Gmail. Self-citation is counted again because as I said that sometimes self-citation is fine, sometimes it's not, depends on the institution and depends on your business environment. You can also add your papers manually. You can build up your own library and it provide an H-index and ITAR index. So it can provide to you an index that with self-citation and without self-citation. So it can provide to you both. Scopus just only provide to you the H-index that just without self-citation within Scopus. Biblons is just provide to you and your H-index only with Web of Science. Okay. Now, what are its cons? It can count anything that remotely looks like an article. Actually, for instance, I publish a paper and or publish, let's say, an article in a newspaper, it will be captured right away. So here you have like to go back to your profile and maybe delete such test things because usually we are using Google Scholar for, let's say, what we call, we use Google Scholar for academic papers rather than let's say, newspaper articles and so on. Also, it may be capture a paper not related to you, so maybe it may be capture, like for instance, too many papers ended with the last name of Mardini, so it also may capture like some papers not related to you. Also, it might add some co-authors that you have never met actually, and in this case that you need also go back to your profile and remove them. But however, it happens sometimes, sometimes it's not. But it is maybe based on the user. Also, someone who uses Google Scholar maybe add you by mistake. So you need like to be aware to remove any co-authors that you have never met. So Google Scholar is actually show you also your citations, and as you can see in the screen here is show you the matrix of your citations from 1 year to year. As you can see, my citations is just like varied from 1 year to another. Now, the research gate was actually what I can call research Facebook gate. And the research gate is actually, it is just like Facebook, but for academic purposes. And for the research gate is actually, for me, I believe it is optional. But some actually universities, they will ask you for your RG score, your research gate score. And you can actually, let's say, manipulate this score as long as you are active in the research gate. For me, for instance, my RG score is based on my publications. Now, in the research gate, you can ask questions and you can answer a question. So if you have like a question, what is better to use, Spearman correlation or Pearson correlation? You can go there and find this question and someone can answer you. And also, maybe this question is already being asked. So this is the main purpose of the research gate, is to share knowledge. Maybe someone asked this question and you can go and find some answers. So the research gate is actually the Facebook of our academic life, that you can also add your papers. It will also capture the papers by itself. You can also, like as Dr. Ahmed add our workshop today on the ITAR. So you can do as what you do in the Facebook, but actually in a professional, of course, in a professional and academic way. Now, also to provide citations by itself, with self-citation and so on. And also you can use it as a storage. So there you can store your papers. But however, you have to be careful about the research gate because it is an open access. So it has some cons that you have to be careful or to deal with when I will show you now how to do it. So you can just create your research gate. And as you can see, this is my, like, for instance, research gate score. It could be higher if I am like answer questions and ask questions, but actually for me, it is just by publishing papers. So the pros of this one is actually worldwide social website, self-citation counting. counted. You can add your papers manually through a DOI as well. You can upload your papers as a private copy. It also have some useful for job vacancies. It also, you can go to ResearchGate and see some jobs. Some universities, they will list their vacancies there, and you can see that some jobs there. And also you can subscribe to the job vacancies page of the ResearchGate. So like every week it will send you an email about the available jobs. So it is very, very, very useful. So again, how you can like raise your ResearchGate score. And believe me, it is actually used in contract renewal, and sometimes it could be used when you apply for a university. Yes, sometimes it could be used. And believe me, for myself, I have seen our experience this, like it is, they're asking me for my ResearchGate when my renew my contract. And actually, this is very useful to create now from now on. So you can like add ResearchGate score is calculated based on your activities. Now, it is self-citation counted. Sometimes it is, yes, it is not. And here you have to be careful with the ResearchGate. Do not upload any paper as a public copy, unless that the journal, because the journal allow you to do so. So when you publish a paper, you sign a copyright form. And the copyright form, it means that the paper now not belong to you. You're the author of the paper, but it is belong to the publisher. So the publisher wants the people that to buy it or to download it from the databases. So here, if you provide it on the ResearchGate, maybe you will have some violate the copyrights, and you will have a copyright infringements. So simply you can avoid this. So do not get panicked that I don't want to make my own ResearchGate because of that. Simply, you can avoid it. You can simply avoid this one by just add the paper privately as a private storage for you. So for instance, if someone asks like, let's say, if you want like you are like an outside and you want a quick copy of your paper to show the title, for instance, for your colleague or your friend, you can go to the ResearchGate and download it if you don't have your laptop, and so on. So you can just add it as your own library, but do not add it as a public paper unless that the journal allow you to do so. And when you do that, the ResearchGate will show you the warning that please do not, or please add it as a public if the journal allow you to do so. And as you can see from the Times Higher Education website, there are two journals on the United States go against legal academic networking. Simply do not add the paper at all, or simply add it as a private, and that's it, like just to avoid this violate copyrights in order like to have your own library. Now we have others, okay, such as Mendeley. I will just go through them very quickly. It is a partner with Elsevier. It is actually have a free reference manager, but you can upgrade it. If you make your Mendeley account, you can like just right away use it as a free reference manager. You can download the software and use it, but it will have some limitations because you can use the free version. But if you want the full version, you can just pay a little bit of money, but it is very helpful. Now the EndNote, not free at all. Not for me, EndNote is better than Mendeley. Sorry, but the Mendeley is actually have some free free benefits to use it as a reference manager for your references. Also, the citations powered by Scopus, so just simply it will reflect the citations of Scopus. However, you can also link it with your ORCID ID. For me, I believe there is no drawbacks or cons for the Mendeley. It is very useful, and it also provides to you the index of the papers that same citation of that you have through the Scopus. Academia, it is actually widely used in the US. So if you are looking forward, if you are like working in the US or looking forward to work in the US, you should have an academia profile because it is widely used there. But unfortunately, it is not free at all. So for instance, it will tell you that 50 papers mention your name. If you want to see who are the papers, it will tell you, please pay. So it is not free at all. But however, I have done also this profile, free version, of course, just like, you know, because you, as again, it is very essential to follow up with the market. So if you are a PhD student or early career researcher, you have to have such research profiles. And hopefully, I believe that it will be enriched by the time being when you graduate, inshallah, and defend your thesis, or if you just like publish your papers. It will be very useful for you. Others, like for instance, Kudos, partner with Emerald. As actually for me, I'm not very. For me, I see that Kudos is actually still newly developed. So you here there you can you have to add, let's say, everything you have to add it by yourself. You have to add your co-authors. You have to add the name of the paper or the title of the paper, the abstract. What is the main contribution? So it takes time. You can link it with the ORCID, but I'm not sure if they are actually capturing. It will capture from the ORCID. But Kudos also, I will show you that how you can see it. Again, I can show you my profile. I do not remove these co-authors yet, but somehow they are in my profile. I'm not sure how they are there. So I'm not very like informative about Kudos, but actually you need like also to buy the Kudos Pro to have the full benefit. Again, it needs like some time. Actually, it's newly developed, so I hope that they will be able to develop by the next year to be much more useful. LinkedIn, actually, I have a LinkedIn profile. It is a professional profile rather than academic. And I believe that one of my colleagues here, he is attending now. He's very informative about LinkedIn, more than me. And actually, I hope that I'm listening to him when I want to do something on LinkedIn. But actually, it is well known, well developed, and it is very professional rather than it is academic. Yes, we can make an academic profile there. We can add our publications and so on, but it is like professional wise rather than academic. Yet it is actually required to do it, because you can also there, like the ResearchGate, it will list some job vacancies. But if you want like to have full benefit of it, you have to have LinkedIn Premium. Now, additional, I just discovered that there is LinkedIn Higher Education, and it is very useful for the universities. They can follow up with their alumni. They can see where their alumni work. They can help them to find work. So LinkedIn Higher Education is very useful for the universities, and I believe that some universities actually they use it in order to follow up with their alumni, and this is actually very useful for the alumni network. So what we will do now, okay, or what I'm expecting that you will do in summary, first of all, choose your academic name and choose your academic email. So use your university email that you are working on, because it will be very friendly to be verified rather than using, because when you do an email, an account, they need to verify it first. So using your institution email, it will be like verified very quickly. And choose your academic name as a unified and unique one across all your papers. Step number 2, when you make your ORCID account, make your Babylon's account. Scopus, it will be already there. But also, step number 2, we need to link these two, and I will show you how. You need to link these two with the ORCID account. Step number 3, if you want to make further academic profiles, Google Scholar through your Gmail. And I will also show you some benefits of the Google Scholar that you can use. It's totally free and very useful. Mainly, also you need to link it with your ORCID account to capture, and also it will be linked by itself. Or maybe I think that you need to link it also with the Scopus. But for my information, it is not linked with Biblons, only with the Scopus and the ORCID ID. Further, also social and professional profiles, I highly recommend also to make your ResearchGate, but be aware when you use it, as well as the LinkedIn. Take into consideration that in order to have the visibility that you are expecting from all of these research profiles, avoid the predatory or the pay-to-publish journals. Otherwise, they do not show you your work because you have actually, let's say, published in such journals. So again, I'm just as you can see in the slides, show you a warning that if your paper is not showing there, 90% the reason is it is like predatory journal, 10% because maybe the Scopus do not capture it. You know, we are dealing with technology, and technology is not perfect. So thank you for your listening, and I hope that you are excited now to create your own research profiles. And I will just take you now with a quick tour on my profiles and show you how we can link them together. I have already linked them, but I can show you where you have to go to link them and to prepare what we say or what we have the to show what we have. So this is the idea. So Dr. Ahmed, do you prefer that I just take the quick tour now, or if you want me
Yes.
to have some questions?
Yes, do it, then we'll open the floor for any question, please.
Great. Okay. So I will share my whole screen now. I'll stop sharing this one. And I will share my whole screen now. Just 1 second. Pardon me. So you can see my screen, Dr. Ahmed, right?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So this is, for instance, my ORCID ID. And as you can see that I link it with the ORCID ID and the websites. You do not, for my information that I just can recall, you will not link it from there. You have to go to the your researcher ID, which is Biblons. You have to go to the Biblons and link it. Now, as you can see here, it's captured 20 papers based on the cross-ref. As you can see here, it shows you it is based on the cross-ref. Now, it is also captured this paper, for instance, from 2 resources. As you can see, the ORCID ID is very useful. It captured it from cross-ref, and also it's captured from my Scopus, because I just link them, and it captured both of them. So here again, it is from cross-ref and my Scopus. Now this is my public ID, so I will just sign in now. Usually it not takes time, but maybe because we are streaming. So as you can see here, I can add my employment. I can add, and here I can see that if it is like for everyone or trusted parties, why not for everyone? Because I am marketing myself. Now here you can add your paper by yourself, and also you can export your work, import it as, actually you can also import it as a PPT text or by the DOI. However, there is no need to worry about this. You can simply like just link it with the Scopus and researcher ID. Now, maybe some papers that do not show here because they are not listed in both of these. So maybe for me, there is no need to show them, or maybe I have to add them by myself just through the DOI. So simply you can click on your DOI and go to your paper published and simply copy and paste, and you can retrieve your work here and it will be captured through the cross-reference. So that's it, very simple to add it manually. But however, you can also just leave it. For me, I leave it by itself. Maybe I will need to add some papers manually, but as I leave it as they are linked, it captured 20 out of like 30, which is fine. So you can add it by yourself. Also, you can display your ID on other websites through the link here, or you can like simply take the link and it will show your ID as it is. So this is just like for the LinkedIn. Now, how we can link them with the others, I will show you. So you can add them manually, and I prefer not to do so. Just simply link them, wait for about 2 to 3 weeks, see how it goes, and then if you want to add manually, just do it. Now, for me, I will need to add some manually. So after the workshop, inshallah, I will add some published papers manually, just simply by adding the DOI. Just copy and paste, and it will retrieve your work if it is in let's say actual journal, because some of the predatory journals, by the way, they will publish the paper and give you a copy, but they do not exist. They are just like on the cloud, on the internet. Okay, so this is like for the and as you can see, I use my name that I have used in all my papers in order like to make it easy to get captured. Now, if this is the ORCID. When you do it, you need to move to your Biblons. Again, here it shows 20 papers that, as you can see, with the Web of Science badge. So this is like in Web of Science and how many times it is actually cited based on the Web of Science. So here it shows only, for instance, 46 citations. But if I go to my Google Scholar, it will show you more than 200. So it depends on one of these. This is actually a headache, yes, but also again, we need to follow with the market. These are essentials to do so. So now I will just show you, I will just move this one. And this is my Web of Science Researcher ID. So I will go to my private dashboard. And then you will go to the permissions. So I will go slowly. Go to your private dashboard. Go to permissions in the settings. And then here it is actually adding review partners, but for me, I'm not adding any revisions. And here you can simply go to your ORCID settings. You have linked your ORCID record with this one. Keep my publication list update with the ORCID, yes. Keep my publications list up to date with my Publius account, so they will exchange each other, export and import, and that's it. That's it, what you have to do. Wait a little bit of, let's say, of days, and you can see what you can have. So simply, after that, you can export publications to ORCID now, and it could be exported. That's it. And leave it. If you want to visit later on, you can visit later on. So here, I don't want to add, you can't, I'm not sure, but you can't maybe add, let's say, papers manually unless it is captured by the Web of Science. So on purpose now, I will go to my dashboard summary. So as I said, when you publish a paper, just like after 3 or 4 months, go to track my citation, as you can see here. Also, you can export it as a CV. It is very useful to prepare your CV. But you can track my citations. And then check Web of Science, check see matching Web of Science. And actually, I found the paper, but I did not add it to my profile. I will add it now to show you how to do it. Very simply, see matching Web of Science, one click, and then it will show you what it's captured. So it captured this paper. That's for me, yes. It is in the Journal of Intellectual Capital. And this one actually, what I have show you like in the first session with our esteemed ITAR group, that simply import selected publications, and that's it. So once you do that, it will be added to your profile. That's it. So, and also it will be automatically captured by what? Automatically captured by, let's say, it will be automatically captured by ORCID ID. So that's it for your biblions, and your profile is actually ready. So see your public profile. As you can see here, that this paper will be added somehow, or to take time to be added, but you can just simply add it to your profile, and that's it for the biblions. How to link it with the ORCID? Very simple, and how you can add the papers just by few clicks. Now, if I move on to the Scopus, okay, and I am on purpose not signing to my account. So here I will search for the author. And here there's no need to do an account. Just simply write your name, your university, and show. If you have two accounts, with two different names, as you can see here, it just only shows 15 documents. Why 15 documents? Why? Because it is just only capture the papers that it is listed on what? Listed in Scopus. There it is 20 because it is based on the Web of Science. So again, you have to show to the world that I can publish anywhere, okay? So you can click here in your account when you see it. If you have actually, again, if you have two accounts, you can simply like edit your request here. If you have two accounts, request here to edit your profile and go through a process. Actually, like I'm going to do it now, but you need to sign in, and then you can just tell them that I have this account with this is my Scopus ID. That I have two accounts. The first account Scopus ID is this one. The second account Scopus ID is this one. Please, I would like you to merge them. You will receive an email that they will investigate and get back to you. And inshallah, they will get back to you with good news that they merged them because they are claiming the two papers together. Now here, I'm not pretty sure, but I think that when you go to your account, it will tell you here, like just connect to ORCID. Or here, it will tell you connect to Mendeley profile. So simply just once you link them together, you will have what? You will have the linking again, very easy by just one click. Here it is also you can export it to your C file, which is actually another benefit that I will not be able to discuss now, but also you can add it to this one as well. So here is, as you can see, the Scopus. You can find by yourself, and also it will show you your matrix, but again, within the Scopus. Here is the H index within Scopus only, which is 4, for instance. And here it will show you the papers that you have. Actually, these are recent papers. They are not cited yet, but it will show you how many citations you have in general, which is here 46 citations. Again, here it is the same citations, but with 20 publications. 46 citations within Web of Science. 46 citations, maybe luckily, within Scopus. So that's it for the Scopus, just how you can simply link them. So again, the main workshop is mainly basically about the ORCID. You do the ORCID, the others will just take some time. So now here, when you go to your Google Scholar, as you can see here, citations is 215, and you have 2 H indexes, the self-citation index and without self-citation, and also it will show you how many times your paper is cited. Now here, these are my correct co-authors. I have more, but this is what it just shows. Sometimes I can see here names that I never see, but you can just simply edit, add, or remove what you want, or you can here add co-authors that you want. So you can do whatever you want. However, it is preferably that, yes, it is based on Gmail. As you can see, it is based on my Gmail, but it is very recommended to verify it through a university ID. As you can see here, I verify it through my Qatar University ID. It will show you your citations. And here you can also add it manually. So again, it will capture your papers. However, one of the cons that I mentioned, that it may be cite for you like some papers that you don't actually have. For instance, this one has been captured twice, Journal for Applied Academic Research. I'm not sure why, so I have to remove it, for instance. Also, we have here overview of auditing practices and reforms in Qatar. This is actually a newspaper article. Maybe it is published online, so it is captured. So there is no need for this one. This is actually, for instance, my master thesis. So as you can see, it is captured from there. I can keep it, but for this one, it is just show you also any articles. This is doubtful. This is not recommended. But however, you can also go to your profile and show you that you can click on your, you can go to your settings. And then from the search results, this is very, very, very useful for your research. When you do some research, okay, in Google Scholar, and I believe that most of you using Google Scholar, including me, you can say that search for articles, not search for case law. Show me, for instance, 20 or 10, it's up to you. Open the paper in a new one. And the most useful one, if you are using a reference manager, you can here show links to import citation into EndNote. For instance, I'm using EndNote, so I wanted to use EndNote. Maybe you are using RefMan, RefWorks, but I want to form of the EndNote, which actually this form is the Piptix form, is also used from other biography managers. So when I click save, okay, now I want to see alerts. Now this alerts actually, it will show you papers that related to your outcomes. You can also search again, but here, this is also very useful, another one, that you can also see what are this is just added 12 days ago, and it is very useful to my one of my papers about the CSR. So you can see here what are the papers that most recently added, the top ones, or the all, it's up to you. Most recently added 14, that actually they are part of my outcomes. So here you can just follow up with the recent papers. As you can see, is very useful. And once you activate the import to EndNote, simply you can click here, and it will just go right away to your import EndNote library. I'm not going to click because I don't want to interfere on my EndNote library now. So you can just click now, and it will be just added right away. So it is very useful in terms of the search, and you can simply like this paper, you like it, and it is very useful for your, let's say, very useful that you need to look at it again. You can just simply click here on the star, and it will be added to your library. So Google Scholar, is useful as a research profile, but also it is very beneficial for some other benefits that maybe you are not aware of. So I'm showing you that you can add it to your own library and do your own library, and then you can take it as a references. Or if you want to get to this paper, for instance, you submit a paper, you get a major revision, and the reviewer asks you to focus into a specific paper. There's no need to search for it again. If you add it to your library, you can just go to your library and see it. Okay. So again, you can simply search also here on whatever that you would like to do. Now, how you can find yourself? Just when you write your name, it will show you your profiles, and you can go again to your profile. So this is the Google Scholar, just a quick review about it. Now, for the ResearchGate, it's not linked. You can't link it with anything, but it's actually, as I call the ResearchGate Facebook. So here you can see that your research outcomes, you can just simply add, are already will be captured. Okay, and I am honored to have Dr. Ahmed on my profile. So again, that here you can go to your home. Once you go to your home in the Facebook, you can see what is your colleagues actually add in the recently. So again, and also you can here go to questions. So performance ratios for banks. So how I can, for instance, someone asked how I can calculate the performance ratios for banks, and there is one answer. So maybe you will have the same question, you can find the answer there. This is very useful for the early career researchers or for the PhD students, as well as actually sometimes it is useful to me. So how to design a questionnaire to ask experts to fill in a conditional probability table of patient network, for instance. So you can hear, and also you can add your own question. Now for me, maybe I just have one question before or two questions before. As you can see, I have one of these, but I ask because I want to ask. Sometimes you can ask just to enhance your ResearchGate score. But basically, my ResearchGate score is based on, as you can see here, the scores. I can show you that it is 95% based on the publications you have, okay? And 4% onto the answer. So if you answer more, you will have more. And this is its own index. This is excluding the self-citation. This is with self-citation. But again, I have no clue how it is calculated, to be frank with you. And here how you can post your score. But however, again, if you can go here, all my publications, I have added them as a private full text, okay? This one, for instance, it is accepted but not published yet, so I did not add it. But here, as you can see, all of these are full private files, full text for me, okay? Only just for me, because I don't want to get into trouble with the, let's say, what we call the copyright infringements, okay? So as you can see, all of what I have here, maybe this one is open access, for instance, with my esteemed colleagues, Dr. Nada and Dr. Sameh, because it is an open access. Let's say we have open access for this one, so it is added as a full text. Since it is open access, so it will be there. So again, ResearchGate is very useful. Also, again, as you can see here, we have jobs. It is very, very useful to do it. And believe me, yes, trust me, sometimes it can be part of your application for a journal or for a work job or for a contract renewal. Now here is for the Mendeley. And the Mendeley, maybe I didn't visit for about 3 months. But again, the Mendeley simply, once you create it on Elsevier, it shows, as you can see, the same H-index and the citations of Scopus, because it's powered by Scopus. And I believe that you can here just simply, you can see ORCID connect. You connect it with your ORCID and with your Scopus. So I have already collected them, but I believe that connecting them is very easy to do so. And the Mendeley can be used as, here is your co-authors. And also, I believe that I have go there to my settings, I think. Settings and privacy. And here it will show you subscription. My subscription is just free package. Okay, and I can use, like, for instance, personal space, shared space. I can share papers. I can also have my papers on my own library. as you know, because it is a free package. And also you can simply just go to download Mendeley and use it as a reference manager. I know that one of my valuable colleagues, he already used it, and he showed me it is actually very useful. Also here for the job preferences, if there is like a cross listing of jobs, again, Mendeley is very useful, and it is empowered by, as you can see, one of the leading publishers in the world, Elsevier. It is like part of the Scopus because it is powered by Scopus, but it also can be useful that you are using your library online in order to use it in your papers. So it has like too many benefits to do so. Kudos, as you can see, I have no clue. I'm delighted to have Dr. Muhammad and Professor Laura Gorway in my profile, but I do not have any papers with them. And I have no clue how they have been added to my profile. Again, here it is just, I just linked them 2 days ago with the rest of the ID, ORCID, ResearchGate, Biblons, and Bindley. And here you can go to see to the paper. So if I want to go, for instance, for this paper, I need to the authors haven't finished explaining this publication. So I need like to sign in and add everything manually. So I don't have actually, here I click on it and it show you where is it. But if I go to switch to author view, you need like just simply, and you need to be upgraded, but here you need to say what is the title, what is it about, why it is important. And I have no clue why it is not already captured like the others, or at least capture it by itself. By the way, I have added by myself. The paper I have just added by myself. It is not captured. So Kudos actually, it is powered by Emerald, but I think that because it is a little bit new, it needs maybe some, let's say, development, inshallah, in the future. But why not? It is actually useful. So here I will edit my public profile, and you can simply here add your ORCID, ResearchGate, Academia, Mendeley, your Facebook, I don't know why, your LinkedIn, this is actually very important, your email address, I have no clue why. So Kudos is actually very useful if you have Kudos Pro, but I'm not very knowledgeable about it. But since it is hectic, I just leave it, you know. All of us, we don't have time, so we need something that help us as much as we can. Here is for the academia. As I said, it is very, and right away you can like see, hello, can you please upgrade? Why? Because here 75 papers mentioned my name. I click on that. I want to see who mentioned me, and you will just see that you need to pay, and you need like to have to contribute on it. So if you are based in the US, yeah, go ahead with the upgrade. If you are looking for a US company, go ahead for it, because academia is widely used there. It is actually widely used there. And that's it for today. And I hope that you have at least, let's say, 50% of what you expect from a workshop. But I share with you what I know, and I actually like enjoy showing how you can link them together. So start with the ORCID, and you can link the others like just in a blink of an eye, in order like to market yourself. And trust me, these are very essential today. It is part of your CV. I have added them actually to my CV that as research profiles in my personal information, like when you talk about your name, your status, your nationality, and so on. I have there my research profiles as well. So thank you for your attendance today, and thank you, Dr. Ahmad, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ghassan. It's really, really a pleasure to have you today in ITAR online webinar. Also, I really like the presentation and the workshop in general. I know many researchers, they are publishing and they going, as I said before, in conferences and reviewing papers. But the problem, they know, but others, which is marketing, as you said, marketing yourself, you need to show other people, which is university, let's say, or HR in different university, or colleagues, that you are active researcher. what is the purpose if you are going to conference or maybe publishing paper, but no one know. So I think it's good to everyone, as Dr. Ghassan suggests, that everyone need to have those websites, which is so useful. I just have two things. It's different. You said regarding just academia. For example, me, I really like academia for two reasons, which is has everything that has in ResearchGate, just except two things, which after pay, as you said, after paying, I can apply for funds. There is many funds in different organizations in UK, US, and many organizations. So I can know the update for any organization that need request or want to fund me. And actually, I have two organizations. They fund me maybe at $10,000. So yeah. For me, it's useful. Also, after I register and pay, they give me a website. So this website, directly when you write my name in Google, the first website, which is my CV or my personal profile in academia. So, for example, if you, Dr. Ghassan, try to do it, you can see my profile, and everything. But in my side, the academia website, they will send me an email that there is someone, or maybe Dr. Ghassan from Qatar University, show or see your CV. Okay, so where is here the good part in this? When I apply for university, or some in HR in the university department that want to see, I know who is have an interest on me, So this one. The second thing. I just want to add one website that you didn't mention, and I think it's so important, especially in GR, which is in American journals. Actually, most of the editors in American journal, when you apply or submit your paper for their journal, before they see your paper, they are look for your paper if it's published in SSRN website. Okay, SSRN, which is one of the very good website, and there is two parts in this SSRN website. The first part, which is the publishing paper, which is what you said in most of your website, which is ResearchGate, academia, and so on. The second part, which is the working paper. So you can, let's say, submit your working paper, and you can see different thought, or from authors that can review your paper, and you can see what's their ideas to improve your paper. So after that, they can cite your paper. Okay, I know it's a working paper, and in for example, in dissertation or thesis, if it's important paper, I know it's working paper, but it's important and very rare, you can cite it and put in the brackets it's a working paper. So they are looking at how many citation. If it's important, they will look at it and give them priority. And also another thing, which is also my supervisor and also many of my friends in US advise me. Uh, as you know, Dr. Ghassan, when we work in a paper from let's say 2010 to 2015, because of limited data, that's what we have. For example, in China, and there is some countries we don't have that data. Also in GCC, let's say we need to go to manually on this stuff. So if you publish the working paper, it's your right, or your copyright. No one can take this idea. Yes, it's not published, but not published in a journal, but it's published. Yeah, this is your work. If anyone can take it or something, there will be a similarity. However, this is my question always when I ask my supervisor, and also when I ask my friends, which is professors and in a good position in university, which is what if the editor in any journal saw my paper published already in SSRN? So why they should publish it in their journal? It's already public. They said yes, but it's not. It's published, but it's not, official publish. It's still a working paper. So just I want to share with everyone those two. And also I want to thank you especially for sharing your personal experience when from you start your paper that you publish, or you sent your paper from uh, one of journals, and then after that they wrote it's in Scopus, but after that it's not in Scopus. So yeah, maybe as a researcher, because we know we join or going to conferences and publish in a paper, there is others, they just talk our paper or the title, and they send to you, oh, we are happy to publish your paper. This email maybe daily we receive it. They're marketing themselves, and because they wrote it's in Scopus, that doesn't mean it's in Scopus. If it's in ABS, it doesn't mean in ABS as well. So what we need to do, basically, okay, it's in Scopus, which rank? We need to know. Okay, which rank in Scopus, which rank in ABS, which rank in ABDC. So we need to go to the index itself and look for this title to see if it's actually ranked in this index or not. That's all, and let's open.
I would just add, Doctor, for what you have added, Dr. Ahmed, thank you for your useful interest. For academia, for instance, I have never paid, so I do not know these benefits. So it is very useful that you have added such information, because in academia I have never paid for it, but as you said that after you pay, you get the full benefit. So thank you for adding this one. And for the second one, for the SSRN, actually, I don't have it because I have like what you are talking about, that how is my paper published into the SSRN, and then I will publish it with the journal. But the answer is simply that, as you said, it's not officially published. The idea is that as long as the paper do not have a DOI, it means it is not published.
Correct.
So once the paper have a DOI, it is published. So SSRN do not give a DOI for a paper, so you will be fine. But if, like, for instance, a paper like published, for instance, in a conference proceeding provide a DOI, this will maybe harm its future in the journal, as long as, since it has two DOIs, this is like make things complicated. And for the predatory journals, yes, I receive sometimes that we are interested in your paper and so on. Again, a good journal will not send you an email. Okay, just as you said, they are marketing themselves. And they have too many ways. Like I show just only on the slides one way. You're talking about another way. I can show you. I can also share with you a third way that they tell you that you pay, for instance, 1,000, and we will give you like a discount for the next publication for free. So 2 in 1, or 3 in 1. So they have too many. They have too many ways actually, and I just like recommend to try to avoid it as much as we can. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There is a question from Kareem.
You hear me?
Yes, yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Salam.
salam.
So first, thank you very much, Dr. Ghassan, for this interesting topic and very good presentation. Dr. Ahmed, also thank you very much for the organization of this webinar. So my question, so here, frankly, I, I was using some of the website that Dr. Hassan told us about, mainly ORCID or Google Scholars, and also I explored new information about. I learned new information about the other websites and the other digital tools. But here I am surprised that Dr. Ghassan, you haven't discussed the personal website for researcher, for the research identity. So, for example, now we are using, for example, we can use Google Sheet as a free website to make our personal website, you see, and by this way we can also improve the marketing of our profile. So my question here, what do you think about the personal website? And thank you in advance for your answer.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kareem, for your question. And actually, like if you're talking about the personal websites such as Facebook and so on, well, usually the universities that they will actually, when they want to look for like a good candidate, they go to first of all to the professional website rather than the Facebook and so on and so on. So, for instance, like the Facebook, for instance, could like enrich to like spread a word about, for instance, our workshop today, Dr. Ahmed using it for the ITAR group. And you can also, like, for instance, share your good news that I have published a recent paper and you cite it and you provide it to your friends. But actually, usually that they will ask for the professional ones. And believe me, like one of the universities that when I just like, before joining Qatar University, when I just go through its website and I said that I will apply on this website, they just tell me that, do you want to provide your I mean, like, do you want like to make a traditional application or just simply give us your LinkedIn ID or LinkedIn link and that's it. So simply that the university just ask for your LinkedIn ID and you just give it to them and they will just go and see what you have done. Or maybe they will just like tell you, can you please provide us your, and within the application itself, they will just, rather than just you need like to list all your papers, they will just ask you like please provide your ORCID ID. So usually that the personal websites, they are useful, but the target universities or our target is looking for the professional ones. Like for instance, when you want to log into a paper, into a journal, and you will add your ORCID ID there to maybe like help you to show to the editor that you have done a good job in the research and your paper like is will enrich the journal. They will ask you for your ORCID ID, not they will ask you for your Facebook or anything else. But can be used. Yes, I agree with you, can be used. But for me, I believe that the Facebook, if you like see my Facebook, I just have my family, my friends, and so on, rather than professionals. I just have like my colleagues that I'm sure that when I share my paper there, they will be happy for me.
Yeah. And so, Dr. Ghassan, if you can hear me, sorry, maybe there was misunderstood here by personal website. What I mean, for example, not social media or Facebook. I mean, for example, Google Sheet. You see, we can build a website with using Google Sheet. So in this, and we can design it in academic way. So
Dr. Kareem,
Yeah.
What do you mean in Google Set? Do you mean Google Scholar?
Not Google Call. I will send you if you would like maybe a profile, but an example of this profile, and you can see, for example, it's not a kind of social media, and it's not you. I don't know if you can see the link.
Yes,
Yes,
I can.
yes.
So here, Google Sheet is an application to build your personal website, you see, and we can design it by our personal way. And then we can, for example, put our articles, our experience, our CV, you see. I don't know what you think about this, but I see that here,
Yes,
for
yes.
example, in Europe, we have different scholars who are using this kind of marketing, you see.
Is it free, Doctor?
Yes, of course, it's free. And you see.
Well, thank you, actually, Dr. Karim, for sharing it, because I'm not aware
Yeah,
of
I like it.
Yeah,
I
I'm not aware of it, and I just see now all your achievements. This is very good, and I'm not aware of it. So as you can see, that share it with the participants could be useful for me, could be useful for the others.
Yeah, thank you very much. It wasn't for marketing, but it was just an example to yeah.
I am aware of this. Yeah, I'm aware. Also, sharing my accounts is not for marketing. It's just like to give an example. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
of course.
Dr. Karim. Thank you.
I really like it, Dr. Ghassan. It's really, Dr. Karim, it's really a nice profile. And, as I said before, regarding academia, the same, I think the same idea, Dr. Ghassan, but I pay, but Dr. Karim, he didn't pay. So it's good. And, that's the same feature, the same feature that you can put your CV. So, again, the purpose we need, if we want to market ourselves for different university, to someone look for us to bring us as a keynote speaker in conference and so on, how they will know us? From the CV. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's, I think it's a good idea, and really I like it. It's so professional, and
Thank you.
it's really
Thank you very much.
I like it.
It is a good addition to the workshop. Yeah.
Yes, and why? What I call this? I call this the digital identity. Since here, as you know, we are in digital now in the digital era, and the most important thing is to design our digital identity. But here I will add, as you was talking, my ORCID. For example, here it was just a template is improving in progress, and so I can add my ORCID link, which is also important for researchers.
But Dr. Karim, can you here see from the sites Google? Can you add or can you see your citations of Scopus and so on and so on?
Yes, of course. Yes, you click, for example, on the. I can add, for example, I added LinkedIn and ResearchGate, but also I can add a link to Scopus or to ORCID, and mainly ORCID. I think that's important.
Dr. Ghassan, it's not if you meant capturing. This is what you meant.
I mean capturing. Yeah, like.
No. It's like ResearchGate, or let's say LinkedIn. Just you add you for your personal profile, but
That's
it's
right.
Professional. But it's
Actually,
not like not like Google Scholar, for example, and the one that which is the Poplon's ORCID. As you said,
manually.
the main one is
it is like the ResearchGate. It is not official, actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Karim, for your addition.
Thank you for you too.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thanks.
Thank you. If anyone has any question, please you can raise your hand, and we'll go one by one to ask any question for Dr. Ghassan. Also, Dr. Ghassan, there is a question from Professor Zuhair. He asked, hope this will enrich the personal branding of research and academia. What will you say about this? Which website will give us research fund if there is a profile and publication can be updated and posted at the same time?
I think the answer is the academia, as you have said, because the rest is just like you are showing the world your research outcomes. But it could be like, for instance, these research websites. Like, for instance, if you like apply for a research fund, maybe they will ask you like for these research publications as part of the application for the research fund. But which one that will give you us research fund? I think the answer is academia, as I know it.
Okay. Also, uh, men- mentioning also topic, speaker name and application in the. Okay, this is
I think this
different.
is related to the previous one.
Yes. Google Scholar. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Also, Dr. Ghassan, I have a question regarding ORCID. If you can, help me or answer this question. Because this is my first time that I know it, that I can connect my, let's say, professional profile to ORCID. So let's say help ORCID to publish or capturing my publication or my activities or my works, let's say. So from what you said, that you connect pipelines to your can I link, let's say, Google Scholar, yeah, or just so this is my question. Can I connect ORCID with Google Scholar?
Okay, thank you for your question. Actually, ORCID, through the ORCID, I mean, like what I have linked there is actually like, for instance, if I link ORCID with the Piplons, I have go to the Piplons and give authorization to the ORCID to get into my profile. So the idea is that Piplons provide this specification that you need to go to Piplons and link it. ORCID do not, it is in the other way. So I'm not sure that if the Google have this feature that it is like a feature to add through the ORCID. So the idea is that you need to go to Scopus, for instance, and link the ORCID from there. Once you click that I want to link it, it will ask you that do you give authorization for ORCID to have this link? You should give it an authorized. Like for instance, when you use Facebook and you want to download any application, it will ask
can
you
I do that?
For Google Scholar, I don't have idea if it has this feature. I'm not sure. So we need like to dig deep more into the Google Scholar and see if it is allowed to do so. But the idea is that the link is from the other party, not from the ORCID.
Yeah. So according to your experience regarding the connect ORCID to other website, or let's say, so you create the pipelines, and then after that you link Google Scholar to pipeline and ORCID.
No.
So
no. I will just show you how it goes. Thank you for your question, Dr. Ahmed. Now, when you create your pipelines, okay, you can go to your private dashboard, and pipelines just be linked with the ORCID only. It's not linked with the scopes. But however, when you link like the pipelines with the ORCID, that's it. So simply you need like to go to your private dashboard here, and after you create your pipelines and go to permissions, and then you will ORCID settings. You have linked your ORCID here. It will be then an option that connect with ORCID. You will click yes, and just simply provide your ORCID ID to start from the 40, and then just keep it synthesized and just export them, and then you can export publications to ORCID now. So for instance, I can do that now, and it is just we have started updated your publications in ORCID. That's it.
Okay, Dr. Ghassan. So, did Publons itself did they capture my work, or I have to put it one by one, like
No.
ResearchGate and Academia?
Yeah, once you link it with the ORCID, it will be updated regularly. However, we are dealing with technology, so sometimes you need like from like 4 to 4, like let's say twice or 3 times a year, you need to go to track my citation and just just check website for publications. So there they check and they found 0. Now before that, during the workshop, I have checked and it showed me that there is 1 paper listed. So I have added this one. Just I added like today. I added live through the workshop. So, however, for instance, this one has been captured by the ORCID, but the Publons do not capture it yet. Maybe it takes time. But simply that you can do it by just one click. Go to track my citation, and then just a link. But however, again, Publons capture only Web of Science papers. This is the one of the cons. It doesn't capture everything.
Yeah. I see.
And for Scopus, once on your profile, Scopus profile, here you will see that connect to your ORCID. You connect it, and as you can see that anything that you will connect from the other party, not from the ORCID. Also for the Mendeley, for instance, sorry, the Mendeley, where is it? I can't see. I have to be very careful to show the Mendeley. But for the Mendeley, again, here, connect to Mendeley. You can see it here. It will be connect to your ORCID. But for the Google Scholar, it will be good if we know that how you can look it with the ORCID. But I'll just dig deep into the settings, but I cannot see that. Now, also the Google Scholar, by the way, when you click into the matrix, I just like to add something. It shows you the H index and the median of the H index for the whole like sciences, Nature, New England, and so on. And then you can like just categorize it. So you can go to business and management and economics, and you can see that the American Economic Review is the highest one. But based on what? Based on the Google Scholar. So here you can see what are the top 20 journals, like for instance, in the business college, for instance. Yeah. Thank you.
Is there any? Thank you, Dr. Ghassan. Is there any question for Dr. Ghassan? Actually, Dr. Ghassan, your workshop, it's not let's say working paper or or something. It's straight away workshop and easily to understand it. So I totally understand everything, and really it's valuable workshop, and really it's useful. There is a question from Dr. Fatima before we ending. Yes, Dr. Fatima.
Hello, Assalamualaikum, sir. Dr. Ahmed sir and Dr. Ghassan sir. Sir, I want to ask. I want to publish in. If I want to publish in Scopus journal, which journal I should go for it? Because whichever journal I am going, I am hearing that that journal has finished the Scopus license like that. So which are the genuine Scopus journals? There I can publish in 3-4 months.
Okay, so what you need to do, like, in order to see that this is like, let's say, an actual published journal that it is in Scopus, you need like to go to the source and see, like, I will show you live. I will show you just live now. So you need to go to search, for instance, okay, and
Yes,
see
sir.
that the journals that they actually, or maybe. So, for instance, I will search for accounting research journal. And the idea is that when you go to Scopus, you can see that these journals that they are entitled, for instance, into Scopus, like for instance here, this one, if you click Journal of Applied Accounting Research, you can see that it is from 1999. And then it is from 2008 to present. So this one is actually way captured in the Scopus. So I believe that it is valid, it is historical, it is in Scopus, it is interested in Scopus from 1999. So you can be aware that this one, if it will go out, it will not be easy to do so. But for instance, like if you see a journal, yes, they will claim that they are in Scopus, and you will go to Scopus and you will see that, for instance, it is from 2020 to present. So it is just added now. So maybe it is added, and then Scopus, after a few, because Scopus has millions of journals, after a few months, it discovered that it is a predatory journal or pay-to-publish journal, then they will remove it. I know like some journals, they actually added on February this year, and they removed on September. So you need, like when you search, you need to go and search for the journal and see the Scopus coverage. It gives you, it is not like a sure, it just gives you a good indication that this journal is well established in the Scopus. And also you can look into the publisher. Here it is Emerald, it is a well-known publisher. I cannot like show you the predatory journals because it will be like harm their reputation, which they don't have any reputation at all. But the idea is that you can see from there, you can see that unknown publishers, or you can see publishers that they do not hear before about, and they are actually just exist in the cloud, in the internet. They don't have even an HQ, for instance. I hope that I answered your question.
Just
Thank
to
you very
add,
much,
I
Dr.
think
Hassan and Dr. Yes.
you are welcome. And I think, Dr. Fatima, if I understand you right, you have a paper and you want to publish it. So it's a tough question. It's a very tough question because actually we don't know what's your paper about. We don't know the title of the paper. So I think the steps to publish the paper, first of all, know what is the journal theme. Okay, so not all the journals is the same. Maybe there's some of them, they just work with the qualitative, others they just in quantitative, others they just review, systematic review, or they have their theme. Others maybe they just with economics. So you need to read their theme. This is the first thing. Second thing, regarding, you said I want to publish it in 2 or 3 or maybe 6 months. It's up to the journal itself. It's up, let's say, to the editor. Some of them, they won't see your paper until 6 months, 7 months, and that's what we see from our paper, or actually my experience, because the bigger problem, the editor and the reviewer, they are working for free, so it's a volunteer job. That's why, yes, there is maybe some editors or journals, they force the reviewers to give their review in 1 week or 2 weeks maximum. Otherwise, they will say thank you for the reviewer and they will look for the other reviewer. So they won't waste time for the authors. Okay, so I think the right answer for you to find the good or the let's say suitable or the fit journal for you, to see your reference after you wrote the whole paper. See the reference that you cited in your work. After that, see the most citation journal that or most journal that you cited. Let's say British Accounting Review. It's not marketing, but same thing. Maybe you have 5 of this journal that you cited. So that's mean the most journal that fit to your work is this journal. And finally, you can see from the review, or sorry, from the journal of the theme of the journal, they will say this journal, the average publishing 6 months, 7 months, 3 months, 1 year, because of a pandemic, because of this, they will put the reasons. So that's it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Hassan. You have
Thank you
cleared my.
Oops. Again, sorry, Dr. Fatima. Please go ahead. Yes.
Thank
Sorry.
you, Dr. Ahmed and Dr. Hassan, sir. You have cleared my doubts because I am facing problem for publishing. I have paper in governance process and diversity management. So, but I'm one journal I have seen that, but now I heard that in September it was cancelled, Scopus. So that's why I have a doubt whether to publish in which journal, which is Scopus and which is a genuine journal.
Hope so that you will publish your paper very soon, inshallah.
Inshallah, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Ghassan, for your time and effort. Thank you so much for your experience and that you share your experience in those websites. And, it's really useful, not just for PhD, also for the researchers. I really appreciate your time and effort and hope to see you again with us in ITAR. We are welcoming you at any time. Really, we like your workshop. So useful, straightforward, and viable workshop. Thank you so much. Also, I want to announce the next webinar will be on Sunday, on 15th of November, this Sunday. So after 3 days, let's say, about cyber risk disclosure and value effect for banks by Professor Saber Mullah. I already announce, and this is all my ITAR account. So I already announced the webinar. You can join and register to it in any of those accounts. Thank you so much, and see you on Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Ghassan.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, for having me today, and I am glad to be part of the ITAR group. Thank you, and I hope that the workshop was very useful for the attendance and as well as for the people that who watch us on YouTube. And please recommend your colleagues to watch it because it is recorded, to watch it for their own benefits. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Ahmed, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you. See you. Sana.